Welcome to the Safe Bar Golf Podcast, where two average golfers talk about golf and things. I'm your host, Eric.
I'm Dominic, and I'm not on my phone this time.
We are currently on episode 111. We have a very special guest today. We have Mark with Oakbury Golf Apparel. Oakbury Golf Apparel is dedicated to bringing style to the links. More than style, they strive to put high quality, functional, and eye-catching products on the market. If you're not following them on the Instagram, not the podcast, make sure to hit that follow button. Their Instagram handle is at Oakbury. That's Oakbury Golf Club. Mark, thank you so much for hopping on the podcast and joining us.
Excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. I know we had a little bit of technical difficulties, but we're getting through it, so we're all good. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got introduced to the game of golf?
Yeah, well, first of all, I'm down here in Houston, Texas. I guess I kind of was always around golf. My dad played golf all throughout my childhood, and I just really never had interest in it. And as I became an adult, I worked in oil and gas my entire adult life. So little by little, guys would start offering to take you out, or the company itself would throw events where you're invited. So I got introduced that way and kind of built an interest. But I think at that time, I was more in love with the beers and everything that come along with golf. I
Sure.
sucked so bad that I didn't think there was ever going to be a day where I could say I'm decent at golf. But when the pandemic hit, like a lot of other people, I just, man, those hooks sunk in so deep, and now it's all I think about. Golf is it's my hobby, my passion, and just the thing that it's pretty much my life right now, in a lot of different ways.
That's awesome to
I
hear.
feel like it's one of those sports where, you hit one good shot and you're like, this is what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life.
You're
It's like
hooked.
in baseball, you hit your first barrel and you're like, oh my God, this is the best feeling ever. But golf is a little bit easier than trying to hit a baseball.
Yeah.
It also, the pandemic and just the when golf really started taking off for a lot of people. Uh, it was the right point in my life. I mean, I'm 36 right now. I was always a big hooper throughout my high school, and even up until probably until I was about 32, until the injuries started setting in. And I'm like, I'm
Sounds familiar.
34, having foot surgeries, and I'm like, yeah, it's time to just hang it up, So
I feel you there. I'm 30, I'm 34, going on 30. No, I'm just kidding. But
You wish.
but same thing, man. Basketball is my first. I mean, that's was my first passion for my sport, my favorite sport. Still my all-time favorite sport, but that the transition, you realize that like I still like to hoop a little bit. But golf, I mean, it's just one of those things where you still get sore after a while, but you don't really have to risk, crazy injuries unless you're
Right.
belligerently drunk and doing something stupid, even you know what I mean? But for the most part, you can play your whole life. So
and I'm
so where's what's that?
to the point now where if I was to injure myself doing something else, I'll be so mad at myself that I can't play golf. So
Can't
that's
play
how,
it.
golf has just elevated itself in my life. You know what I mean?
Well, right. And like the older you get, like I don't know about you, but like when I was younger, injuries never really even was a thought in my mind of like, I'd play basketball more until night or any sport for that matter. And like injury never crossed your mind, right? Now it's like, do I really want to go play pickleball or play basketball to be sore injured for like 2 weeks? Now I can't swing a club.
Yeah. The post workout recoveries are really
Yeah.
important now, man. I don't know what you guys do or if you have any kind of routine for recovery, but I'm definitely in the market looking for something because I got to figure something out.
Right. I mean, why do you think like LeBron spends $1 million a year on his fitness and his whole regimen of just health and nutrition? It's crazy, which crazy
Yeah.
to spend that kind of money. But I guess when you're 30, 38, being able to play at that level, I guess that's pretty impressive. But we'll definitely have to talk some hoops a little bit down the road here on the podcast here. But we want to definitely talk about Oakbury Golf Apparel. Where did the idea come from, and just kind of the backstory.
Yeah, so starting the brand originally just I really wanted to get my hands involved in a business, and I wasn't sure what. And it kind of just fell in my lap by combining two of my passions at one time. I'm a pretty fashion conscious guy. I know you probably can't tell right now. I'm at work right now, but
Uh,
yeah, no, I've always uh, just I care. I care about what I'm wearing. It doesn't have to be designer, Gucci or whatever, but I do care on the outfit that I put together. I always have since I was young. And then golf, obviously, like we just spoke about, was really taking off in my life, and I wanted to combine those two things and pretty much just make a brand that can deliver some statement pieces for some already good outfits. Some connecting pieces, whether it's a hat or an outer piece of outerwear. I don't know what else will eventually develop down the line, but I don't see us, being a full-on major collection. I like where we're at, and I like that we're able to tie in a piece of Nike with a Malbon or something like that. I enjoy being that part of a golf outfit.
That's intriguing. I like that answer because I feel like most of the apparel companies that we have on are like, we're trying to be like the whole head to toe type, not necessarily head to toe, but like whether it's shirts, polos, sweatshirts, hats. I mean, like golf gloves, pretty much everything. That's a pretty cool answer. I like that it's more or less you just kind of want to tap into a portion of the apparel. That's kind of unique. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I guess just as the brand has progressed, I've learned that I really don't want to just flood the market with everything. Like I want to take my time, and if there's times where we're sold out of stuff and we haven't put anything new, it's because I'm taking my time to develop things right and put out stuff that I would actually wear. I know a lot of people say that I won't put it out unless I wear it, but for me, that's actually true. Like I really hate putting out stuff or even making stuff and realizing like, man, I got this made. I didn't like the way it came out, and now I'm just gonna give it away or whatever. But that's just how I'm doing things.
And it's literally like you saw so we're super top secret. We're working on podcast merch. Super top secret
Top
though.
secret.
Top secret to everybody listening. There's literally like scribbles. I'm like, I want this, I want this, I want this piece and whatever. But it's the same thing with us. Like, there's a reason we haven't put it out yet. It's because I don't know if I'd wear it. So like with our shindig stuff, like we actually wear it. Like I picked out the colors and I was like, Jordan, we need a white hoodie and we need color.
Yep.
And that's exactly what I did. Is everybody gonna wear this? God, I hope so. But realistically, no.
Right.
But I'm wearing it and I'm
Exactly,
cozy
yeah.
and it's like 30 below.
There's a lot of people that just kind of put out apparel and they're like they wouldn't rock it, and it's like, well, kind of hard to like sell something if you're not even believing in it.
And see, like, I won't name any brands, and I really, I respect anyone that even attempts to jump in this space because it's competitive and it's flooded right now. But at the same time, I'm sure as small as my company is, it can be looked at as, or my brand. I'm sorry, we're not even a company, but as small as my brand is, it could be looked at as like, oh, this guy's just some guy, operating out of the garage. But I don't ever want to be that. You know what I mean? I take my time, I get this stuff done right, and I test it over and over before I even put it out. So yeah, I want to be part of the solution, not part of the flood of cheap stuff that nobody buys. I definitely don't want to be that.
Where did the name and the logo come from?
So Oakbury is actually the name of the street I grew up on when I was in elementary school.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And as I started with an idea of what I wanted to put on a hat and the colors of the hat and the material, I had no idea what I wanted to name the brand. And so I just started digging back in my past, things that meant something to me. And I was just thinking, like, man, the street name where we lived when I was a kid, I was like, that just has a real golf sound to it. So that's what we went with. And yeah, the logo was just it's just a reiteration of an oak tree, and then we have our strip logo, which is just an OG with a golf team in the middle. Yeah,
That's very cool. That definitely does have a golf, like a private or like a country club name to it, though. That's why I was like, well, maybe like a member at a country club. I'm like, well, I don't know if you could really do that.
And I remember like I think you followed Quad, and I was like, did I just get followed by a golf course? I'm like, it won't be the first time, but it's the first like non-local one. And I was like, oh shit.
It's
Like
cool.
like there's apparel. And I was like, oh, it's really cool.
Yeah. I like that name though. I like
I was a little
tie it to
strategic
something.
to go with that Instagram handle. I want people to get excited when I follow them, or
Yeah.
when they find me. and it's worked. And you have to find little tricks like that in the
Yep.
to get your stuff out there. Because I mean, calling my Instagram apparel, you get some people that have turned off right off the
Right
jump.
away.
You know what I mean?
For sure. No, it's great marketing technique. 100% right there. Nice.
Yeah,
Uh,
maybe we should start doing that. Maybe
yeah. Well, I think like safe par, like I mean that's pretty much what I try to do because birdies are pretty much out of the equation for the most part for me. Occasionally one or two,
Same here.
so
I'm very much in like the triple bogey range.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you have obviously some awesome apparel and hats. We were talking about it beforehand, but my personal favorite is the corduroy take a drop hat. I think that one's really dope. I love it. It's very like classic looking, but
I
clean.
I hate that we like the same thing because now we're gonna match.
Did you get that one? Or is that which one you're talking about? Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I
one. Yeah.
like that one, and
Yeah.
then the OG rope hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I wanted to apologize to you guys. I wanted to have stuff in your hands for the show. Things have been crazy over here.
Oh,
Like we were talking about earlier. So Houston's going through a bit of a freeze, and
Yeah, he
it's
goes,
only
"Oh my God, it's so cold." For reference, it's 29.
which is cold in your play. That's definitely you guys don't have the same kind of stuff that we have
So
here, but
currently our real feel is 11 below, and
yeah,
then I think was it Saturday? It was like 30 something
yeah,
below.
like 30 below. It was insane.
that's
But
crazy.
yeah, it said you're in a different location, obviously, so you're not.
I'm just totally
We're giving you
teasing you.
crap, yeah.
Yeah.
We have to do that because that's like our way to like
I think Sunday our high was 3 below.
yeah, it's not good.
That's amazing. Yeah, no, I mean, I think there's people here that we're self-aware and we're like, of course, it's way colder up in the north or in the northeast.
Yeah.
But at the same time, where I'll defend us or us Southerners is that our infrastructure is just not made to handle this.
Right.
Like anything below 40 degrees, we get black ice on the roads. I mean, there was 100 accidents last night alone, and that's
Jeez.
reported by the news. So we're just not set up for it, and we just don't know how to handle it like you guys do.
So can I ask you something kind of not golf related? Does it like
Yeah,
freak you out when you see, because like for fun, we in Minnesota will just drive out on the middle of the lake in the winter,
Go ice fishing.
pop a couple holes in the ice and drink a beer. Does that like freak you out?
it doesn't freak me out, but it does give me a little anxiety. Yeah, I'll say that.
Yeah. Start hearing the cracking in the ice.
Oh,
That
Yeah,
that's definitely a trippy.
yeah, the ice pops and you're just
Yeah.
like, yeah, it
It's
happens.
normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a normal thing, but
right on.
Yeah, for fun, my friends and I would go drive out on the ice and then just or like drive through snow drifts in my Malibu. Yeah.
That's why.
I I used to ice fish quite a bit back in the day, and it's just one of those things for me, going back to the whole golf thing, it's like the older I've gotten, it's like I prefer the warm weather. Like we do have obviously the four seasons and majority of the year we have really nice weather, but winters typically here just are way too long, and that's the downside on our end. It's like I used to go outside and play some hockey a little bit just for fun, and then like I used to do ice fishing, but now it's like, dude, once Christmas is over, it's like for me, I could care less about the ice and the snow and the cold weather. It's like I'd like to see it warm up.
We're at the point that like everyone's looking forward to Sunday. And Sunday's a high of like 20.
Yeah, it's gonna be huge.
But then like next week's in like the 30s and
Exactly.
everyone's like shorts and t-shirts and yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. Speaking of
Yeah,
that, do
you guys
you
are built different.
well yeah, it's funny. Like like when you're out of town and like you see the out of towners, like like who's from where just based off of like what they're wearing and in certain temperatures of but I think pretty much all across the country right now is like experiencing really cold weather. It doesn't really matter where you're at. I mean, it's for the
Yeah,
most part, I mean, not everywhere, but
Yeah. My boss texted me. It was 40 below in Edmonton on Monday.
jeez, brutal. But
can't
all right,
even
so back to we do the ADD thing here. Shout out Greg and the
Fueled by
miners.
ADD, baby.
But anyway, so the hats are awesome. I definitely want to ask you more about like the hats if you have some new ones, that you're gonna plan on releasing. But you're talking about how like you're just adding like little pieces here and there that kind of just fit into the apparel. And I think that's with the quarter zip like wind shirts. I think that's one of those pieces of apparel that you don't really see a whole lot of like companies going after. I mean, some of like the larger companies have some of it, but they don't seem to really, that's not like their main target. So I think that's really unique. I like that idea that you have there.
Yeah, thank you. So that was born from just really not being comfortable playing in long sleeves. And obviously here it doesn't get that cold. We in the wintertime, even in other than these few weeks, like we're talking right now, but
Mm.
you get out on the golf course and you're really cold in the morning. By hole number 4 or 5, you're ready to take off some layers. So that's why I wanted to really develop my own wind shirt. And you're right, there was only a few people at the time when I dropped mine. I believe FootJoy had one,
Yep.
and theirs was super baggy. Like
That's the
I
only
think
one that comes to
the
mind.
sleeves will be
Yeah,
like this. You know what I mean? Um,
exactly.
and there was one other company. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Random Golf Club. Eric
Oh
Anders
yeah.
Lane. He had
Yep.
he had one similar to mine. And so yeah, I just drew inspiration from those, and I was like, okay, this, you can't really change up the metrics of a wind shirt, but what you can do is make the colors that you think are interesting. So that's what I did, and the logo placements were just trying to make it fashionable a little bit.
Sure.
I'm so happy you brought that up because it's something that I've wanted to try, like the whole wind shirt thing. But every time I see somebody wearing it, it looks like they're like drowning in it, like it's a big poncho.
Yeah.
I'm like, that doesn't seem like very like swing functional or whatever. So I'm happy you brought that up because the colors you picked on all of them are really nice. There's the Madison one. Now, first of all, wins colors. Like, let's go.
Oh yeah, the light
Don't
blue.
say a
Yeah. That
damn thing about the fucking Astros, okay? Not a damn word. Um, then
I
you
won't do it.
What is that?
I won't do it.
appreciate it. But then even like the Blaze is really nice, and then you have like the Amen, which is obviously is Masters inspired.
Oh, that one
Um,
too.
I can't. It's Packers.
Yeah, that's the one thing. That's the one thing I hate about Masters and Augusta National as Vikings fans. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like it's hard to really
that's
bring green
going to be
and
a tough
yellow. And
line to toe because, of course, all golf fans love the Masters, but yeah,
yeah,
if you're in that situation, I can understand why you stay away from those colors.
right. The other really cool thing that I love about your brand is that everything is like really reasonable as far as pricing. I mean, golf is so expensive in itself, and a lot of the companies, I said not to like knock any brands, but you know well what you're well aware. Like you go to a Golf Galaxy or any type of big sporting goods, whatever it might be. Most apparel is you're looking at $50 to $100, anywhere from that range or more for a quarter zip or a polo nowadays.
And that's exactly why I didn't want to try a wind shirt because I'm like, it's like $70. And I'm like, if I hate this, I have a $70 poncho. You know what I mean?
Right. So was that kind of
And
like
I think
inspired by that? And the pricing was that
originally,
some? Sorry, go ahead.
originally I listed my items a lot higher, and then I just kind of had a moment early on where I was like, you know what, I haven't even got my name out there. I haven't even my brand some any kind of exposure. So I dropped my prices, and it's really like anyone who's getting items now is getting reaping the benefit of the fact that I kind of just jumped into this, and although I always plan to keep my prices fairly reasonable, I don't want to join the crowd that you just named, but
Yeah,
same time, eventually I will need to be making more profits to keep this
yeah,
thing going.
for sure. That is a down. I mean, that is it's the smaller brands. Obviously, your prices are probably going to be a little bit higher. You don't have the some. It's hard to compete with some of the larger companies that have the cash flow to be able to produce and buy
Yeah, I mean, if
bulk.
you don't have a major financial investor or something like that, you got to find ways to one to get exposure and two to
Yep.
stay afloat. So it's to me, I don't look at it as, oh my God, you're not making any money. I'm looking at it as I'm paying my dues. You know what I mean? That's
Mhm.
that's the way I just try to focus on it.
For sure. No, that's awesome. I was looking, so I was looking on your Instagram account. You put awesome videos together. And I like how you're talking about. You just wanted to fit in with the apparel brands because you do the mail bond and all that kind of stuff. I like that. But I was kind of scrolling through. You have looked like you had sold or you had divot tools at one point. Is that something that you plan on bringing back, or what was the backstory behind that?
So the divot tools was, yeah, we did offer them, and I love them. I still have one of each color that we ever made. It was just something that I really, really liked, and I wanted to keep offering them, but we kind of I bumped heads with another company that also sells them,
Oh,
and they
sure.
kind of gave me the big brother, hey, those are too much like mine, this and that. And so I just stepped back because I don't want to be involved in drama
Yeah.
like that. But yeah, that's what happened with that.
Okay. It's too bad because I feel like there's a lot of like companies and brands that do some stuff very similar, and it's like, but
We
Yeah,
have
you
one
know
like
how
that.
I found your guys' show is with your episode with Cracking Golf. Man,
oh yeah,
they are amazing,
yeah,
amazing.
extremely talented guy.
Mark has taken so much of my money.
Yeah. So we
He,
actually have in Texas we have another guy. I don't know if you've heard of him. His name is Tyson Lamb,
Oh yeah,
and
oh yeah,
yeah,
he is. I would put those two.
yeah,
Pretty close. They're both really talented brands.
yeah. He's super talented. That guy really, really blew up as well. And I think, well, he built his own warehouse or not warehouse, but his own freaking facility and everything in Texas. I don't know if he was originally in Texas. He might have been, but I know he was. I know he did a whole deal. Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, he's got to be. It's crazy how like some of like even with Mark with Kraken, it's like there's big money in the collectors in the industry that if you're like really well crafted and can do put the investment up because it's not cheap to be able to do that. I mean, that's a lot of money.
It's definitely it takes a lot of skill. You know,
Yeah. No, that's
I
so
I commissioned mine to have them made by somebody, and I just told them exactly what I wanted. But uh, that happened, and we just decided to step away from it. But I'm
sure.
not saying that I won't offer, you know, I guess outside of apparel pieces moving forward. I am looking at some different things like stuff that I use on every time I golf. That I'm
Yep.
using someone else's brand. I may, eventually make like I'll just throw it out there, but a valuable pouch is something that I'm big on. Like
Yeah.
always golf with a valuable pouch. I have all my ball markers, my divot tools, my bait. Everything is in that little pouch. So
For sure.
I think we may eventually dabble in that space.
I like that. Do you plan on like doing any
well, hold on.
oh,
So we can't talk about Kraken and Lamb without talking about our guy Jamie from
oh yeah,
CMD.
CMD, he's awesome too.
Yeah, so if you don't know who that is, Jamie does the little ghost guys.
That's
Uh,
Oh,
his
okay,
ghost
yeah,
logo. It
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
looks like a little Tetris.
yeah, that's his thing is the ghost. I don't think it's right to talk about Mark, who we
Yeah,
had
no.
on, and
Jamie, we had
and
Jamie.
we have to talk about Jamie because we had Jamie on, and Jamie was so much fun, and I'm so happy to have a couple pieces of his as well. Um, that's all. Yeah, sorry. I just
Had
I
to throw
didn't.
the quick plug. No, I get
Yeah,
it. I get it.
it's like, we can't shout out Mark, who we had on, talk so greatly about Tyson Lamb.
Yeah.
And then there's Jamie, just like, I'm like, no,
Yeah, Jamie's very talented too.
Jamie is unreal.
That is
Seen it. I
yeah.
am familiar with this stuff. It's great. It
Yeah.
really
He just
is.
came out with a little pineapple, dude. I love pineapples. Have you seen it?
No.
Look at that. It's a
Oh yeah, that
pineapple.
is really cool. I think like with like golf gloves, for example, if you're gonna do like a golf, but I'm big into I haven't purchased one yet, but I want to. I know there's a couple brands that created one, but it's basically like almost looks it reminds me of you would know this because you're right in the same age wheelhouse as I am, but the
Yeah, you
old
guys are
school
old.
CD books, right? But it's for your golf gloves,
Yeah,
So
seen
some
those.
yeah, it kind of brings the nostalgia of like it looks like you're gonna put a CD in, but really it's just you're putting your golf gloves
And,
in.
You guys are
and
so old.
You're
those
gonna get
things
there
are
soon.
I'm
those
26.
He
glove holders are surprisingly efficient. Like they really dry out. I mean, they take the moisture out of the glove without drying it out. Is what I mean. Like
yeah.
they conserve the glove.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm normally pretty organized, but that is one thing I'm not very organized is like I have like 7 golf gloves in my bag and they're just kind of
Yeah.
like
Uh,
they're
my,
not too
my my
happy with me.
OCD
They're all dried up
Yeah,
and
my
don't have gang signs.
OCD messes
exactly.
me up. So I'm a little neat freak or organized freak when it comes to stuff like that. 'Cause my OCD will eat me
Yeah.
alive.
No, that is one thing I'm not good at. Okay, so do you have any, so do you, can you talk about, or do you have anything that you're maybe thinking about, like some new hats or maybe new colorways for the quarter zips? Is there anything that you're thinking about
Yeah,
releasing this year?
so we're developing some new hats, some new styles right now. They're still going to be on course. This similar style rope hat to what we're already putting out, but new design.
Yep.
And we always try to put something out around Masters time. We have to tiptoe that line. Every brand does it. They
Yeah,
tiptoe the line without pissing off Augusta National. But we're gonna keep doing that because we just love the Masters. I mean, my wife loves it. She doesn't even. So the fact that she watches it just tells me the grasp or the hold that the Masters has on a lot of people.
for sure.
So
It's literally
those,
like
those will be
Christmas,
good.
right? For golf companies, like when they do
Yeah,
promotions or whatever it is, it really is like one of the best weekends, if not the best weekend for them. Um,
I mean, our OG logo was literally
green and yellow. Yeah,
Masters colored.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
so we had
was
the pink azalea. That's what you should have done with your Amen
oh yeah, throw a little
wind shirt,
azalea. Yeah,
like a pink zipper or like a pink
it's
logo. Just yeah, it's just
that'd be sweet.
something.
A
Yeah,
little subtle.
yeah.
or just
Um,
the whole thing pink. Fuck it.
there you go. Okay, so if there's anything you want to mention or add into the apparel or anything like that, feel free. But there's a couple questions I wanted to ask. So there's a couple golf related questions and there's just some random food related questions. So the first one is like, what is your favorite thing about golf?
My favorite thing about golf is that being able to release the competitive juices that flow in my blood. I mean, I've always been naturally competitive. Like I said, I was big in basketball before, but really any sport. If somebody invited me to go play tennis, I'm gonna go try it, even though I'm not that good at it, and
Sure.
I'm gonna compete.
Yep.
Uh, so the ability as you get older to still compete, that's what I love about golf.
I like that. How often do you get out and play? Like normally, like on a like
I try
normal
to
time.
2 times a week. Is where
Well,
I'm
I was
at.
just thinking because like the winter where because when I think of Texas, honestly, I think you play all year round for the most
We
part.
do, yeah, we
That's
do.
why I was like so like I
You
know
don't have
some
to. You don't have to like brag about it, right?
have to rub it in here a little bit.
Yeah.
We can play all year round too, but we're gonna play in a simulator.
I have I have a 1 year old son, so my golf has definitely got cutting back a little bit.
Sure. No, that makes sense. Congrats, by the way. That's awesome.
Thank you so much.
What is the best part about Texas? Like anything non-golf related, it could be golf related, but what is the best thing about Texas in your eyes?
I would say our sense of pride in the state. I mean, it's just like it's like being part of a club. If you're from Texas, it lives in you, and you just feel that almost like somewhat of a brotherhood, or this sense of family.
Sure.
And yeah, that's definitely what I'll say is
Okay.
probably the
I
best
like that.
part. I mean,
All right, this one is a food related question.
I like the music scene in Texas. Do you like anything about
music
Texas?
scene is dope.
Um, I mean, I know like my wife has a lot of relatives down there, but I've never
That doesn't
personally been
count.
there, so I can't really.
Well,
I feel
I've
like
never been there either.
certain areas of Texas too have totally different cultures, like even with food.
Yeah, no, definitely. What genre of music are you speaking of when you say that, Dominic?
I love how like the hip hop scene has really evolved because obviously it was like chopped and screwed for like a long time, right? Like that was kind of the originator was Texas.
Right.
I don't remember where. I don't remember if that was a Houston thing.
It's a Houston thing. Yeah,
Houston
we
thing.
had the original guy who started. His name was DJ Scoop,
Yep.
uh, and that
R.I.P.
kind of put a stamp on a lot of people's. Yeah, R.I.P. R.I.P. to the goat. But yeah, no, the music scene down here is crazy. It has evolved. It's changing. We have a lot of new guys coming up, but yeah, no, I'm just always interested to hear, people that are not from here, what their take is on that. Because some people hate chopped and screwed. Some people
I
hate the
like it
sound.
with I like it with some. They recently just did a whole chopped and screwed Brent Fios album. And I was like, oh, this kind of works. And then Future did one back in the day. And it kind of worked because Future's kind of slower at times. It's not as prevalent anymore. That might just be because we're up north and not in, Texas. Um, but like that was so influential in music that it's hard to really ignore.
I think you subtly hear it in today's music, little snippets of, just maybe just one word, or to drop the, the point of the bar. They're gonna, chop and screw one word. Or I think that's where we're getting now.
Yeah, and I mean, right now it's like right now Travis Scott's like the biggest thing, and he's from Texas. I'm not a huge Travis Scott guy, just I don't like all the auto tune, but he's from Texas. And then on like the total, like I don't want to say other side of that, but then you like got Post Malone.
Is he from
Yeah,
Texas? Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
no,
Yeah,
I
he's from
love
the
Steve
Dallas area.
yeah,
Yeah, so Travis Scott is actually from my neighborhood, where Oakbury Street is in a neighborhood called Hunter's Glen, and
Okay.
Travis Scott was from that area. Yeah,
Well,
so
that's cool.
he's definitely from this neck of the.
yeah. I'm like I'm not a huge fan, but like the music scene in Texas, I think is really interesting because of how diverse it can be. And then like even then, you're just like, well, you got country music, and I'm not a big country
Yeah,
music guy, but
Yeah.
like the hip hop, and then like yeah, you got Post Malone who blends genres together. I think it's very interesting how all that works.
I would love to see him drop a country album. So I know he's got some
He's
country
doing one.
song. Yeah, I was gonna
He's
say I
doing
heard I
one.
saw that he
I'll
performed.
tell you this. I'll tell you this for free. He has the range to do it.
Yeah,
He has
Oh,
the range to do anything he wants. His voice is
that's
amazing. I've seen him live.
he's
Dude,
yeah, I was gonna say that's one guy I would love to see live.
well, and
Something
if you ever listen to an interview, he never says he's a rapper or a hip hop artist. He always says he's a musician.
artist or musician. Okay.
Musician, yeah. It's like the same thing, like obviously, Minnesota Prince. I don't know what genre you put Prince in,
It's like R&B soul or
but like
something.
on the same
everybody,
time, he could be like a rock star.
Yeah,
legendary,
yeah,
legendary, top of the
yeah,
food chain.
Yeah.
legendary,
One of
exactly.
those elevated things.
Yeah, on Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Okay, fill in the blank. Texas food is
Texas food is filling. I will say that.
filling.
Very
Okay.
filling.
Like
What's your favorite type of food that you like to eat?
Texas food.
Yeah, filling
As
food.
far as like Texas food, yeah, I mean, I love, just Southern comfort food. I mean, chicken fried chicken or chicken fried steak, with some
I
hearty
love chicken fried
vegetables.
steak.
Yeah, those
That
are
sounds
those
really
are
good.
always great down here. We in Houston particularly, just the variety is crazy. This is a melting pot of so many different cultures, and I mean, whatever you can imagine, we have it here, and it's probably you'll hear somebody tell you where you can get it, where it's really really, like
It's kind of
some
so
Asian spots, some Mexican spots, some Indian spots, some Caribbean spots. We have it all down here.
So this might be a hot take, but I feel like Texas is just Minnesota but south.
oh, because like very diverse with different types
Yeah,
of
so
food.
like in Minnesota, well, Minneapolis specifically,
Yeah,
a huge melting pot. You go around any corner and find a different type of food. But then, like when I think of Minnesota food, I think of something hearty and filling as well because a lot of us are like Scandinavians and we all eat like tater tot hot dish for funsies.
for funsies.
Funsies. Um, so like it might be a hot take, but like Texas might be Minnesota but warmer. And we both have goofy accents.
I can't confirm or deny because I haven't been to Minnesota, but I've heard good things about it. Honestly, I have.
That's good. Yeah, it's an underrated state for
We
sure.
talk kind of funny, but like the food's real good.
Yeah, that is true. We have some weird
We tend to
sayings.
hold
What
our
would you,
O's.
what would you say Minnesotans accents is closest to? And I'll tell you what I think it sounds like to me.
So first of all, it's Minnesotans, not Minnesotians.
Okay,
I
my
like
No,
apologies.
my
no, no, I'm just kidding. I love Minnesotians. That's a good
my
one.
favorite though is when people are like meaning Annapolis.
Oh, it's just Minneapolis.
I've
Meaning
gotten
in
that so many
Appalachia,
times. Meaning Annapolis. It's
meaning
like
in
I get it. You're not from here. I totally understand.
What's our accent like? Because mine's real bad.
I think it's like kind of like a Southern Canadian accent a little bit. It's like oofta. We
that's
say like
exactly
weird
what I
names.
would say.
Yeah, it's
It
a
sounds
Southern
like a Canadian.
Canadian.
Because I definitely hold my O's with words like boat,
Yeah,
and it gets real deep, like boat.
So
which is
your
yeah,
your
very much Canadian.
your O's are kind of like the way I hear Canadians A's, like when they say A,
Yeah,
and I'm doing that horribly, but that's how I'm
sure.
hearing
Interpret it.
it, and
Yeah,
that's why I'm registering your accent.
yeah.
Yeah.
My accent's real bad.
But
I
I
catch
mean it.
myself
I
at
mean it all in a good way.
yeah, I catch myself at work, and I'm like, oh. That was real Minnesotan.
And then like even the further north you go too, the worse it gets. So it's like it's like a kind of it's a
Yeah,
Southern Canadian.
we have an area in Minnesota called the Range is what we call it. So like my family's from the Iron Range. It's where all like the mining and stuff happens. Um,
Okay.
their accents are unlike anything, and they don't even know it. Like my grandmother will like randomly just drop an ope or like an oofta.
Well, the Ope is a pretty popular
Yeah,
one.
yeah, we
Ope.
say ope. Um, and she just like goes on with her day, and I'm just like,
We
wow,
need a Ope golf t-shirt, like a duffed, like a
Oh,
you know, any duff
we
or
need it. We
shot.
need an
This
ope
is an Ope on it.
button,
Oh yeah,
ope
but yeah, we need to get some. We need to actually
like a
what
soundboard,
soundboard. That's what we need
just
for
ope.
2024. We need a soundboard. Okay, so we had a conversation with John from Buena Gente Golf last week on the podcast. You might have listened to it, but we were talking about cereal.
Shout out, John.
Yeah, that was awesome. We were talking about cereal. We got off topic. But in any case, are you a big cereal guy? And if so, if you were able to found a bowl of cereal right now, what cereal are you going with?
mine's not gonna be a super hot take, but I go with Frosted Flakes. That's just what I like. I like Frosted
That's a
Flakes.
classic.
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
Mine's kind of a hot take. I know we didn't really talk about it. Cheerios.
Just regular Cheerios,
Hear
or
me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Cheerios. You can dress them up. Sugar, fruit,
you can.
bananas, strawberries, or you can dress them down as you just got plain Cheerios, which are still bomb.
They're good for you.
Yeah,
I like Honey Nut Cheerios
I
though.
don't like honey.
Dude, honey is mind blowing. I used to not really care for honey. If you have real raw honey, so good, and it's good
I'm
for
a
you.
honey guy. Yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
honey guy.
Have you had hot honey? That
No,
I want to try. Like a
but
spicy honey.
oh no, I haven't had that. I don't know if that sounds very
Never had it.
tasty to me.
People put it on like fried chicken sandwiches and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
That would be real
That
good
kind
on
of
like waffles.
that might be good. Okay, so Frosted Flakes, that's a good one. I like that one.
It doesn't
And
shred your mouth.
Cheerios is a good one too. I feel like Cheerios though is like one of those where it's not like it's so plain, but you feel like it tastes so good because it's so
My
healthy that you end up just doing the same thing and eating
Well,
a
my
full
cereal
box.
taste, I eat cereal like an old man. Because my other favorite one is I like Raisin Bran Crunch
That's like my least favorite cereal. I hate raisins.
with the granola and everything. Count me in.
Yeah, I could go for Raisin Bran. Definitely Raisin Bran Crunch is better.
Oh, for
Do you
sure.
remember the old little raisin boxes, the red ones,
I still want them. Yes.
the old school ones? They
Yeah,
were like,
I do
Yeah,
remember
I'd
those.
pop them
They
open and
had a
shove them in. Yeah.
I
little
just
yellow circle on it, right?
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. I'm not a big fan of those.
I
All right,
love
this is
raisins.
another food related question. So we're gonna rank some chips from worst to best. I picked five of them. So you got Doritos, nachos, cheese. Get
I
the
hate how you put an S on nacho.
I didn't put an S on
No,
nacho.
but verbally you said
Oh,
nachos.
sorry. Yeah, Doritos nacho cheese. It just slipped out. Okay, just leave me alone. Okay, so you got that one. You got the Lay's classic, the Ruffles sour cream onion, Cheetos, the Flamin' Hot Cheetos, and then the barbecue Pringles. So if you were to rank them from like worst to best, or if you want to just pick maybe your two favorite ones out of the list, that's fine too.
I'm gonna put hot Cheetos at number one. That may be a Mexican thing. I don't know. That's just it
Number
just
one is your
rolls up.
favorite. Number one is your favorite.
Number one,
Okay. Yeah.
it's hot Cheetos. Um, number two, I'm probably gonna go with sour cream and onion ruffles.
Okay. I
Yeah,
like
you
that.
can't go wrong. Those will definitely spice up a meal. You know what I mean? Not in a spicy way, but they'll open your palate. Is what I mean.
Oh yeah. We
Both of those are my bottom two.
so yeah.
Really.
And so
I'm
my
gonna
issue
go.
with
He didn't like
Oh,
yeah.
so my issue with Flamin' Hot Cheetos is like they don't taste like anything, and that really bothers me.
See,
Because
I
I
disagree.
think the jalapeno Cheetos are far superior.
Those are good too, though. I like
I haven't
jalapeno.
I haven't given it a shot. Maybe I need
They're so good.
Anything like flaming hot though, they even have the flaming hot ruffles, and those are really good too. Anything flaming hot, like you put that
I
flavor
like
on.
so since you brought up classic Lay's, I like flaming hot Lay's, and I'll line the top layer of my sandwich and then put the bread on top, and then I got that spicy crunch in there.
No way, so I used to do that all the time, make like a chip sandwich.
Wholeheartedly, I thought that was a Minnesota thing.
No, I know. I was like,
I'm telling you, Texas is just South Minnesota.
Dom is on
I'm
to something
telling
here.
you.
Oh,
Yeah, you might be on to something, man.
just kidding. Okay. All right. So this is Dom's question. I'll let him ask this one for you.
Okay. So he sent me something like this on Instagram where he's like, how many pizza rolls do you think we could kill in an hour? And I was like, damn, I don't know, probably like 100 or so. So mini corn dogs or chicken nuggets? Like, which one you picking?
It depends where these chicken nuggets are from. I need context.
You pick.
I need,
Pick. You tell me where you're getting the chicken nuggets from.
man. So I love McDonald's chicken nuggets. I know that's horrible. They are probably not real chicken. I'm aware,
I
but
don't care.
I love them when
I
they're
killed a
fresh.
20 banger not too long ago.
We'll respect you for taking that. That's okay.
When they're fresh and you eat them while they are hard to beat. But at the same time, man, I love the mini corn dogs.
And you eat those in
Those
cold.
when you're home and you get those fresh things out the oven, man, even the air fryer, man.
Oh yeah, air fryers money.
You
So,
taught me, man.
so anyways, how many could you eat in an hour?
Nuggets, I could probably do about 40 in an hour.
40?
40 what, nuggets or?
40 nuggets, yeah.
Oh,
Nuggets.
Oh man, we gotta put this test to the
I burped just thinking about it.
we gotta
I
put this
space them out, if I space them out in a good way, I probably could eat 220 bangers. Yeah, but mini corn dogs, man, I don't know with all that breading, probably only
yeah,
do
fill you up a little
25,
more.
maybe not even 25, maybe just 20. I don't know.
I think I could do more nuggets if I could do different flavor nuggets, right? Like you start with like normal, plain, naked nuggets, whatever. And then all of a sudden you mix in some like spicy nuggets and then you like revitalize everything. I might,
Well,
you know,
the other thing too is that I haven't had them in forever, but I used to love the spicy.
from Wendy's.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
those are a little bit smaller. So I mean, there is you have a little bit more room. I think if you're packing in a couple more.
I could kill some mini corn dogs though.
That would be good.
Oh my God.
See, we were when we were talking about this because we sent him that like he said.
I think it was even late at night too.
You're like son of a gun.
I was
why you
like,
gotta do that?"
shit.
Pizza rolls are so good, but it's like one of those things that like I grew up eating, and it's like I don't really ever eat them anymore. So I'm like, well, maybe I feel like people eat
Yeah.
more mini corn dogs or chicken nuggets than they do that. But 40, we got to do
I
like
generally,
some sort. What's that?
I generally only eat pizza rolls like when my older kids come over, my teenagers. Yeah, they always want something like that.
Yeah,
And then
it's a
my
classic.
daughter has all kinds of little tricks too. Like she'll pour a side of ranch and then her pizza roll, she dips it in ranch. I'm sure a lot of people do that. But wouldn't normally
That's
do
another
it.
Minnesota thing. We put ranch on everything.
Yeah, I'm
I
a barbecue
can't.
sauce or buffalo. Barbecue or buffalo is my go-to.
Telling you, Texas is just Minnesota.
All right, man. We appreciate. There's a few rapid fire questions we're gonna throw your way, and then we always end with one food related question. So just be a few more minutes. The first question that we have is, what is your favorite Instagram account? Could be golf or non-golf related.
Okay, my favorite Instagram account.
So I'll go first so you can think.
Okay.
My favorite golf one is obviously ours. But if I can't pick ours, I don't want to pick one of our friends, but definitely the Pioneer Six because I love Greg's reels. That I can comment on his stuff, and he's really mean to me about it. Like I said, that one of his most recent posts looks like he has to poop.
Oh, is it the one where he's like standing here
Yeah,
like this?
yeah, I'm like, that's your god poop face. Um, my favorite non-golf account is kids getting hurt.
Is that a real
Yes.
kids getting hurt?
Yeah, and
That's
it's
terrible.
kids like riding bikes and they hit a jump and they just fly off.
See, this is when
Have
no
you
Dom
never-
Dom is 20. He's younger than
Have
us.
you never
man.
seen
I
this?
don't have
So
kids,
hard.
man.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it is my favorite. Kids getting hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, Misfit follows it.
6.4 million followers.
Watch this.
Oh my gosh.
And the kid's like, what just happened? But like, look at that full scorpion, full flip.
Oh.
This one's really good too, where the kid is snowboarding and he just eats it. Like the snowman takes him out.
Speaking of that, have you seen
Favorite.
a video of that guy that was standing like trying to get a picture at the end of the slope?
Oh.
Some guy comes barreling at like 100 miles an hour and just takes him out.
Can't do that in Texas.
Oh yeah. No
Yeah.
thanks.
I love that. I love kids getting hurt. It's my favorite.
I'm the worst at this game. See, I come up with the questions. I don't even when I like think of these questions, I don't really like think like, oh, I wonder what my favorite account is. I'm more or less, but Dom's like,
I'm ready now.
okay, good. I was gonna say
Yeah,
Dom's like quick to the point. Like, go ahead.
I was listening to Nas, but then it just started coming to me. So golf related, I love all the like golf skit pages,
Oh
where
yeah.
they'll make something up. But as far as like just in general golf, I have one of my good friends, Marcus Aguirre. His Instagram handle is Marcus, and he's out in San Diego, and he is actually a golf videographer. He does some work for Eastside Golf. Uh, he does a lot of brands. He's even done. I think he's doing the Farmers Open, but
Oh,
he's just
cool.
amazing with a camera, man. He is
Awesome.
amazing.
Well, the phone kind of, or the phone, the sound kind of cut out. What was the Instagram handle?
Marquisador,
Okay, to take a look. That's
yeah,
awesome.
check him out.
Yeah, Dom's great at like the like on the spot answers. I said like I don't even think of them on myself, but I was like, I'll answer first. And I'm like, oh shit, now I probably gotta come up
Well,
with
and you know what the
one.
worst part is? He comes up with these and he shows me before, hey, I came up with these. I'm like, cool.
Well, for me, like I feel like you don't really care about like what
You
my answer is. Like I just want to know what your
well, I
answer is.
care.
No, I appreciate that, but I care that you care.
I care.
No, you,
I care.
I care that we're all caring here.
well, what are yours?
I gotta think of them.
Oh my
Let's
God.
skip to the next question though. Favorite golf logo besides your own.
Okay. Yeah, that's a tough one. There's so many out there. I like the U.S. Open little logo, especially the one they had on all the flags at LACC.
Yep,
Yeah, I just think
I
that's
like
a
that. That's a
classic
good answer.
logo.
I will
Simple.
say favorite account. One of them is Mood Swings with his Trey Kennedy, and then
Mm,
St. Andre Golf too. Those two are probably my two favorite. They're hilarious. So those are good. But yeah, those are definitely probably two of my favorite golf accounts. But okay, what is the craziest thing you've seen on the golf course? Any wild
Well,
stories or some random
yeah,
something that
I'll just give you a wild story from when I first started taking golf seriously around the pandemic. Um, I was still at this time maybe getting a little too hammered out on the golf course, not really caring about my score, more just being about the fun times. But
couple
I'm
of
with my
13,
dad.
14s?
Yeah, I'm out with my dad and my son, my teenage son. And anyway, we're out in the country, in the southwest part of Houston. It's actually a suburb and touching just nothing but the Brazos River. And I'm walking looking for my ball. I'm so zoned in on the grass, scanning the grass. I know I'm walking up to water. I know it. I can feel it. But I'm so locked in on everything. And since I know the water's in front of me, I didn't even realize that I was about 5 feet away from a 15-foot alligator. I mean,
No
5 feet
way.
that
away.
is not the turn I was expecting.
Yeah, I didn't.
I was full on expecting you to just walk into the water.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And I just happened to look up to see how far the water was. And I see this dark, black, green, monster. And he's just
Sobered you up
there.
real quick.
Yeah, man. I was about to become
What is the Minnesota equivalent to an alligator?
Dude, that's the one thing about Minnesota.
A moose.
Minnesota, I can't even talk. Minnesota's like we have mosquitoes and
No, dude, have you ever seen a moose?
they're huge. Yeah,
I would rather
not
run
like
into
on
a gator.
but I've never seen one on a golf course. I can't say
Not
that.
yet.
Not yet. Yeah, but
Although
that
we have muskies. Muskies are scary.
those are pretty wild. Okay, Dom, you asked this one here with the one that you're really good at here. Yep, that I'm not answering.
Oh, the one you, I
Yeah.
hate you. So first tee, what's your walk-up song?
Oh, that's a good one. I love this question. I've heard you guys ask it before.
Yeah.
And Derek never answers
No,
it.
I do once in a while, once every 3
Okay,
episodes.
so for me, I'm gonna go with this song, and it's not so much because it just has these great lyrics. It's because I consider it to be the best intro song on an album ever. And maybe that's debatable. I'm sure you already said you don't like Travis Scott, but it's his opening song on Astroworld, and I cannot remember what the name of the song is. I can look it
Okay.
up for you, but
That one,
yeah,
Astro. No, it's not. It's not Astro Thunder, is it?
Here, let me check
no,
with my computer tech guy real quick. Let me have him type that up real quick. Hold on one second.
I
Sorry,
like
David. Stargate.
I like
Oh,
stargazing.
okay, that's a
That's a
yeah,
good
I
one.
have heard that one. Yeah, I
So
don't mind Travis Scott.
I like a
Just like
handful of his
like
songs.
the way the music
I like
drops
really
at
old
the
Travis Scott though,
start.
like Upper Echelon.
Yeah,
That came out when
Yeah,
I was in like high school.
yeah. For me though, it's not really about the lyrics or anything. I just really like the way the beat drops on that sound, and
it's
I can
zoned
just see
in.
myself walking up the stairs to the first tee on that song. Yeah,
Heck yeah.
I watched
sure,
a
sure I'll get
documentary.
completely destroyed for saying that.
I watched a documentary on that album, and it's supposed to like take you through the emotions of like you at a theme park, right? So the first one is you driving to the theme park and walking in, and then when the beat drops, is you walking through the gates.
Oh, interesting. Oh, is that on like Prime or something? Amazon Prime?
I watched it on YouTube.
Was it on? Okay,
Yeah.
I haven't watched it, but I
Yeah.
that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I know a lot of things.
I know you do. You know a lot. All right, we're gonna end it with the last one. It's always a food related question. You obviously
Yeah,
brought
we're
it
really
up,
not
but
going to answer it, are you?
no, I'm not gonna answer today. No, I'm gonna skip it for this time. Sorry, I'm gonna be a party pooper.
I think for the spirit of Texas, I'll probably do that the Mexican OT song.
Oh, let's go! I love it.
Yeah,
Love to hear it.
Johnny Dang.
Johnny Day, Louis Vuitton umbrella when I walk the frame.
You probably heard
I
it.
probably have, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Heard
dude,
it.
you got Texas legend Paul Wall,
Oh yeah, Paul Wall,
Yeah,
man.
Mr. Grills himself, but that song would be a banger to walk up to.
That would be Paul Wall was the man. He was around for quite a while.
He still is
he had a,
around.
I
he had a great run, and he's still a legend down here. Yeah, for sure.
okay.
Big shout out to
He's
Paul Wall.
he still has those crazy rims. I can't think of the name.
Spinner rims.
No, no, I want
They
spinners.
call him Flanger.
No,
They call him
yes,
Flanger.
the big long ones that look
Oh yeah,
like chariot spikes.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah.
Kind of like the guy behind those.
No, it's always kind of been a Texas thing, but
Oh,
he
okay.
still puts them on like his Cadillacs.
Dude, Paul Wall.
yeah.
Forgot about him.
I should be a Texan, just like an honorary Texan.
Well, you are. You're like it's we already said this. Minnesota's the same as like Texas,
Exactly.
so that's why.
The
That's
Minnesota thing would just be dressed.
Shouting out that Mexican OT on a golf podcast, you might have just earned legendary Texas status, Dom.
hell yeah.
Got my brown card, got my Texas card.
Yeah,
Like
me. Dom's there.
I'm so much fun at parties.
Go ahead and ask this last one here, bud. Food related one.
Got it. So, tomorrow's your last day on Earth. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. You know the drill. Walks through what you're eating.
All right, so for breakfast, I'm definitely going. I love Mexican breakfast. So I'm gonna probably go with what I don't know if you guys are familiar, but it's huevos rancheros. It's basically over easy eggs with like salsa on top and
Mhm.
salsa and roasted vegetables, and then rice and beans with that and tortillas. For lunch, I'm a big Asian foodie, so I'm gonna go with probably a mountain beef fried rice. That's just
I love
my
rice.
thing.
We
Yeah,
said, you said fried
and then
rice.
Yeah, I love any rice.
for dinner, I'm gonna go with the ribeye. A ribeye off the grill. Yeah, medium.
I love it.
I saw this TikTok and it was this little boy crying because he wanted to be Mexican because they have tortillas.
Yeah.
And I have never felt it so much in my life.
You're like, dude, that's me. Yeah.
Well, my favorite part is you're going through everything and then you're like, with tortillas. And I'm just like, damn it.
Homemade tortillas. So from my wife's Mexican, and the same thing. Like they're like on another level. It's just you can't really compare until you've had a homemade tortilla. It's so good for
Yeah,
sure.
it's a great food.
Yeah. Mark, man, it's been a pleasure. I appreciate you taking the time. I know you're busy working back there, but hopefully it warms up and you can get back out on the golf course sooner than later.
Because God forbid it's 29.
I know, guys. I know. Hey, I did want to say real quick before we get off, man. I love what you guys are doing, featuring smaller brands and giving them a platform to talk. Man, it's huge, and you guys. I just want to give you your flowers now for
Appreciate that, man. That means a lot to us. So we
Can you imagine getting our flowers when we die?
put a lot of time and effort into this, and we appreciate.
not for me. You got them right next to me.
Wait, yeah, no, I was gonna.
How many golf podcasts shout out
I mean, we
Paul
got,
Wall and
that's true.
Mexican
That's what,
OT?
yeah, we got this is
The
a
amount of
real-
times I've said David Banner
yeah
on this
who's
podcast.
for David Banner. I'm like, dude, at this point, David Banner is going to be the next guest on our
Let's
podcast.
get David Banner.
But
Yeah,
all right,
I hope
man.
this
Appreciate.
get clipped because it
That would be awesome.
That'd be, dude.
Well, let's have you on again, dude. Further down the road, maybe
yeah,
we can do a little friendly competition with some chicken nuggets or something like
no
that.
doubt, no doubt. Hey, I will be reaching out, and I want to send you guys a few Oakbury pieces.
Awesome. Sounds good, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And we'll be posting this on Friday. Well, Don will, and then I'll make sure to repost it. So, anything you can do to give us a review on our podcast, that would be
Oh,
awesome.
most
I really
definitely.
appreciate it.
Most
Probably should have
definitely.
waited till we ended this.
It's okay. No, everyone should be leaving reviews, man. We put a lot of time and effort into this.
For sure. Yeah.
So,
All
all right,
right,
man.
guys.
Thanks
Well,
so
I
much.
appreciate the
Appreciate it.
opportunity.
Take care.